Hello everyone, I am Sterlino. Finally, after some time, I can release This Is Not a Dev Diary Part 2. It took me a lot to get a decent monologue for this video. I will have liked to start this with extreme enthusiasm about a long-term master plan I have in mind, but recent event brought me to revise those plans. In the meantime, I'm going to, with Marble Castle, I want to talk to you about the real master plan I wanted to follow. And before Marble Castle, there was an idea. That the idea was to reunite all my childhood desires about fantasy role-playing games and some other fascinating experience into a dedicated video game. Basically, long story short, I wanted an RPG with some arcade elements similar to the glorious and the legendary game Dragon's Lair. As you see in these pictures, some works has been done, and this is all material before starting the developing of Marble Castle. I began 2.5 years ago, but suddenly I realized that it was a too much complex game to do it all alone by my home. And so I thought about to resize it in something more affordable. But then also I realized that I knew too few things about Unreal Engine, and so I postponed that game project after Marble Castle. Now, let's recap it a bit. See this plan view I prepared is a sort of a Marvel MCU phases. So phase 1, Marble Castle. Phase 2 is named Dungeon Tiles, and phase 3 is Dungeons Row. Those are temporary titles, especially for the last two. All this because the original idea was to have a sort of crescendo in size and quality for each next project game. With the last step, Dungeon Row, made with the effort of a real team of 5 or maybe more people. So Dungeon Tiles, what it is, what you can see in this photo is a classic tile, mostly used in role-playing games, or at least that is a tile made by me many years ago. The first time I saw something like this was in the early 80s. A friend of mine has a box named Fantasy Pet, and I created that replica with the same style, like the one you can find inside that box. And I mean to create an isometric style game where the hero walks room by room, like in a classic fantasy role-playing game adventure, and all with the best atmosphere possible and the best graphic results. And then Dungeons Row, what it is a game with a camera behind the shoulder, where the hero wander in a dungeon room by room, just like a classic RPG game. Basically a dungeon crawler game with some rove element of fighting and abundant blood everywhere. Plus some situation that could reminds you the game Dragon's Lair. With lots of animation and etc. In this last week, exactly within 10 days by the time I published this video, I discovered that both of these projects are already done by someone else. One is Sparkle in the Dark, and the other is Expedition into the Darkness. Both are exactly, at least let me say, at 80%, the games I will have done. And so now I'm forced to revise the plan and replace it with something else. But it's not only a problem of ideas, since I am a cradle of ideas. It's a matter of meaning for me. Both of those projects were obsessions that lasted for many, many years in my head. It seems that the only obsession that I have that can be satisfied and completed is Marble Castle. But I don't know. Surely I'm still willing to do at least Dungeon Tiles. That is very similar as idea to Sparkle in the Dark, but maybe I could force them and emphasize the few difference that he has from it. In the meantime, another big idea started to run in my head, another project, but this time a sci-fi game instead of a fantasy role-playing one. Time will tell. This video was about this short video was about my intention of a long time run. The next one will be focused on Marble Castle and its current state with some gameplay explanation. Thank you for listening, for any possible support. My Patreon is still active. Also, my page on GoFundMe is only an old in place, waiting the right time to start a Kickstarter. Is there, so you can go and give me an help or whatever. Anyway, sooner or later I will open a Steam page about Marble Castle. Thank you again and see you in the next video. Bye.